Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone. Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. Today we're going to be all over the place, but before I get into the main topic, let me say I've got two shout outs coming up at the end of the video. Please stay tuned for that, and please continue to give the video a thumbs up. Tell your friends and tell your family, because in the YouTube world, 1,000 subscribers is a very big deal, and we are still trying our best to get there. So tell your friends, tell your family, and if you have kids or cousins, just go ahead and take their phone for a minute and type up Ref Brandon and the Todd family and hit subscribe. It takes 5 seconds, and it's absolutely totally free. So do us all a favor and go ahead and subscribe, and tell your friends, tell your family, and please give the video a thumbs up. But if you follow the channel, you know that a couple of weeks ago I did my first NASCAR preview of the season, which was me telling you who drives each number and the owner of the car of each number. And today is the 20th, which means we're exactly 1 month away from the Daytona 500, but we're less than that away from the actual unofficial start of the season, because the Clash at Daytona comes up 2 weeks from this Sunday on February the 6th. So I figured today we would do our second early season NASCAR preview. And today is going to be me telling you who is the crew chief of each car. So if you watched the video from 2 weeks ago and you know the driver and the owner of each car, today I'm going to tell you the crew chief of each car. And then one day, either next week or the week after, I'm going to give you my 16 playoff drivers, and I'll go ahead and tell you who I predict to win the 2022 NASCAR Monster Cup Championship. But today I'm just going to give you the crew chiefs of each car. The number 1 car will be crew chiefed by Phil Surgeon, and the 2 car will be crew chiefed by Jeremy Bullins, who I think is one of the best, if not the best, crew chief in NASCAR. So even though Austin Cindric is a rookie, I think Jeremy Bullins will help him out tremendously. The 3 car is still crew chiefed by Justin Alexander, and the 4 car is still Rodney Childers. And I believe the reason why Kevin Harvick is as good as he is because of the fact he has Rodney Childers as his crew chief. The 5 car coming off their 2021 championship is still Cliff Daniels and Brad Keselowski in his first year. And the 6 car will be crew chiefed by Matt McCall. The 7 cars, Ryan Sparks. The 8 cars, Randall Barrett. The 9 cars, Alan Gustafson. And the 10 car is Drew Blickensderfer. And speaking of the 10 car of Eric Almirola and Drew Blickensderfer as his crew chief, Eric Almirola has announced that 2022 will be his final full-time season in the NASCAR Cup Series. And it's funny because he's only 38 years old, so he's not as old as most drivers are when they retire, but he said he just decided he wants to spend more time with his kids and his family, and he's been doing it for a long time, and he's accomplished everything he wants to accomplish. But Stewart-Haas Racing just announced 2 weeks ago that they had hired Ryan Preece as a developmental driver, and everybody just assumed he would take Kevin Harvick's place in the 4 car, since Kevin Harvick is ending his career. But now Ryan Preece may take the place of Eric Almirola, since Eric Almirola is officially retiring, and we don't actually know when Kevin Harvick is retiring. So if Ryan Preece does take the place of Eric Almirola, then Stewart-Haas has to find somebody else to take the place of Kevin Harvick whenever he retires. The 11 car will still be Chris Gabehart. The 12 car is Jonathan Hassler. The 14 car is Johnny Klossmeyer. The 16 car is Matt Swiderski. The 17 car is Scott Graves. The 18 car is Ben Beshore, and the 19 car is James Small. And the 18 car, of course, is Kyle Busch, and we all know he's the best driver in the Cup Series. He's had numerous crew chiefs, and he's won with all of them. And this will be year number 2 with him and Ben Beshore. And the 20 car will be one of Kyle Busch's former crew chiefs, Adam Stevens, and the 21 car is Brian Wilson, and not the former lead singer of the Beach Boys. This is a different Brian Wilson. The 22 car is still Paul Wolf, who was actually the crew chief for Brad Keselowski when he won his championship back in 2012. The 23 car is Robert Barker, better known as Booty Barker, and the 24 car is Rudy Fugel. The 31 car is Trent Owens. The 34 car is Blake Harris. The 38 car is Seth Barber, and the 41 car is Mike Shiplet. The 42 car is Jeremy Donnelly. 43 car is Dave Allens, and Kurt Busch's first year in the 45 car will be crew chiefed by Billy Scott, and the 47 car is Brian Patty. The 48 car is still Greg Ives, and the 51 car is to be announced. They still have not yet announced who their crew chief will be. And the 78 car will be Frank Kerr, and rounding out the field, the 99 car of Daniel Suarez will be crew chiefed by Travis Mack. And again, one day, either next week or the week after, I'm going to give my 16 playoff drivers and who I think will win the 2022 NASCAR Cup Championship. I'm just trying to get everybody up to date on drivers and crew chiefs, since every year in NASCAR there's 8 or 9 drivers that change teams or change car numbers or change crew chiefs or something. And speaking of crew chiefs, one of the former crew chiefs who was a crew chief in NASCAR when I was growing up, Michael McSwain, better known as Fatback, he celebrated a birthday this past Tuesday, I believe. And speaking of Tuesday, this past Tuesday was also the day that one of my all-time favorites when I was growing up watching college football passed away. Ron Franklin passed away on Tuesday at the age of 79. He was only about 2 weeks away from being 80 years old. I was going to mention it yesterday, but I figured since it was a top 10 countdown that was not about sports, I would just wait until today. But I can recall growing up, when I first started watching college football, the ESPN Saturday night game was Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Karsten. And of course, Adrian Karsten passed away back in 2005. So 2 of my 3 favorites doing ESPN Saturday Night Football are now gone. So thoughts and prayers out to the family of Ron Franklin, who passed away Tuesday night at the age of 79. And I've got 2 shout-outs today as well. The first shout-out goes out to my man Burl Walker, who actually has his own YouTube channel. He subscribed to the channel this morning. If you're into teaching or hiking, please go subscribe to his channel, and it's simply Burl Walker, and Burl is spelled B-U-R-L. And my other shout out goes out to my man Daniel, who lives up in North Carolina. He also subscribed to the channel earlier this morning. And Daniel, as I said, lives in North Carolina, and he used to be in the wrestling business. I told him it's never too late to get back in the wrestling business. He is a wrestling fan, which of course is why he subscribed to the channel. So Burl and Daniel, thank you so much for subscribing. And now that you have subscribed, if you choose to comment on any video at any time, you will be eligible for our 1,000 subscriber giveaway whenever we get to 1,000 subscribers. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. 2 trees got arrested in the town where I live. I heard they've been doing some shady business. And that wraps it up for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.